When you hear what these guys are actually able to accomplish, not through the barrel of a gun or anything, just with their mouths and making people believe something that is completely untrue, it's exasperating at times.
This is dangerous business. It's dirty business.
It is dirty business.
All of us potentially can be scammers.
Is there a bit of satisfaction when you see somebody falling right into that trap?
I went into a bank, posed as an Indian gentleman, and then I walked out with 110,000 rands.
Momentum Insure wants to make sure that you understand and you're informed so that you don't fall victim to a scammer, because anyone could be a scammer. I could be a scammer, your neighbor, the man in the street. Join us as we delve into the world of scamming in the circle of safety. Funeka Ngewu, Executive Head of Claims and Claims Support at Momentum Insure. Tell us about the kinds of claims you're seeing in the business.
We're seeing a lot of claims where clients are unfortunately handing over their vehicle keys and their vehicles over to scammers who are pretending that they've transferred funds into a client's bank account for the sale of a vehicle. Obviously, in this economy, also clients who are unfortunately being part of the scam in giving their vehicle over to a scam artist for it to be stolen. There's also a scam relating to individuals arriving at your property, even wanting to check your water meter or your electricity meter, so pretending to be municipal workers to gain access to your property, and obviously that results in a very unfortunate crime, armed robberies and the likes. And there's obviously syndicated crimes that happen within the insurance industry as well, and that's related to sometimes employees being involved in scam artists approaching vulnerable employees to sell registration documents or vehicles that an insurance company keeps as salvage if the vehicle is recovered. There's so many examples, like I could literally write a book.
There's a broad spectrum.
100%.
Do you find that it has become worse because of the economic climate?
It has definitely become worse because of the economic climate, and there is an idea that insurance companies can almost self-fund those losses, so they're not going to miss the money, and that's not a true reflection. It can impact things like how much we increase premiums by, etc. So it's not money that goes nowhere, so it's going to be felt usually by the people who are actually most vulnerable, which is the clients.
Dr. Cosi Gian, clinical psychologist, thank you very much for joining us in the circle of safety. Do you think there's an element of shame that people don't want to admit that they've fallen victim to a scam because they feel stupid?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a sense of people do this, they internalize it, that I'm the one, it must be me, I was stupid enough. And the second element is that they make it pervasive, as opposed to quarantining it and saying this one incident out of so many things that could have happened, or such situations that could have happened to me, but they didn't. But they make this one, they make it about themselves, and secondly, they make it pervasive and an enduring quality about them, that they are a write-off. And then they will start beating themselves down, and that sense of shame will then overwhelm them, and they just spiral into this hopelessness that can even get to the point of depression, and unfortunately can slide even further than that.
But are you picking up the scams? So are you catching the people that are trying to scam you?
Yeah, we definitely are. We have put measures in place from a fraud module perspective. So there are questions that we ask clients, and we've created tools within the business to help us identify claims where things are not making sense to us, and we will probe it a little bit more.
What is your advice to your clients? How do you help to educate them so that they don't fall victim to scammers? What should they be looking out for? What do they need to do?
So I think this conversation is obviously one of the things that we're doing to ensure that our clients understand what is happening in South Africa. We focus on education. It's an important part of what we do as Momentum Insure, so that clients are aware of typically what is happening in the industry from a scam perspective. I think as a client, you have to be careful. You have to be so vigilant these days around what you are exposed to. Be extra careful who you trust, who you allow access to your property, your belongings, and if you need to involve other people in terms of not being sure of whether this is the right thing or the wrong thing, rather even call an insurance company and say, listen, I'm in the process of selling my vehicle privately. What are some of the things that I can look out for so that you can get the right advice on how to proceed with that sale?
Thank you for joining this important conversation and extending the circle of safety. You've heard the first-hand experience of scammers, and hopefully you are now informed and you can outsmart the scammers.